confirm if you can now hear the audio. Kindly confirm if you can hear the audio of this video in the comment section. George Banda, please confirm if you can hear the sound. trying to iron out issues with the sound. Music is going to play. I'm trying to filter out some of the sound such that when the music plays, the page is safe. Please advise if you can now hear the sound. In the meantime, it is a short race to 5 in the first final of today's double elimination cup in its 4th year of existence. The exact final, as it were, exactly 1 year ago, between the same players, the same exact situation. On that day, Cesar had 2 lives in the final. Today, Cesar has 2 lives in the final against the same opponent in Ibrahim Senjemba. Once again, they are racing to 5. For Ibra to win this tournament, he must beat Cesar twice. Once again, for Ibra to win the tournament, he must beat Cesar twice. For Cesar to win the tournament, he must win 1 of his lives. If he wins this race to 5, that will be it. If Ibra wins, they replay the final in what will be called the finals final. Cesar to break. Fair break it is, but a dry break. This is supposed to be the biggest game in the country. Yes, it is. Once these 2 guys face off, the rankings may tell a different story, but their actual abilities when their game is on, they are not only 2 of the best players in the country, they are 2 of the best players on the African continent. Ibrahim Senjemba, the little magician, as he is at times called. Mayweather, the name he prefers, having adopted it from his childhood idol, the American boxer Floyd Mayweather, is up against Cesar Chandiga, nicknamed the Scorpion from West Nile, Oyo, to Gulu, via Lira, and Darua, to torment the streets of Kampala in the final of this double elimination tournament. Upper Volta is the venue. The final is the stage. It is not about money. Yes, there is money. There are trophies. There are medals. But the most important thing for both of these players is to win. It has been so long since Ibra has been on in any final. Especially with 64 players, it has been long. In fact, the last big final, you may remember him in a big final, was around the end of last year in Zambia at Billiards Cafe, Lusaka, when he competed with Stanford Griven Jinte in the final of that international double elimination comp. In that tournament, he had taken down Cesar twice. He was up against Jinte, with Jinte having 2 lives. Similar scenario, he's against Cesar, and yes, he must beat Cesar twice again today. It won't come easy at all. Of course, Cesar will start off as favorite, not only because of his form, not only because of his ability, but the big fact that he has 2 lives in the final. Ibra nil, Cesar nil, rest to 5. A trophy up for grabs, a gold medal for the winner, the equivalent of Uganda shillings 2 million for the winner. The ladies' event has been won by Rita de Masima, former national champion of Uganda ladies category, who wins the tournament for the first time in her career. Ibra started the tournament very slow. He has been making baby steps and improving and growing as the tournament grows. After losing out to Gideon in his first life in the quarterfinals, he beat 3 guys, all 4-0 against Lawrence Sengonge, 4-0 against the same Gideon, 4-0. Here he is, needing to beat Cesar twice. It won't come easy, but it is possible. A number of times before that, these guys have faced off. Very little to separate between them. Very little. In 2019, the first time they faced off, The Temsel Masters Championship Cesar won. They faced off 3 times in comps when they both played for the same team in Zambia. In weekly comps, Cesar won twice and Ibra once. When they returned to the country together in December 2022, after Cesar spent the better part of 2 years in Lusaka and Ibra close to 1 year in Lusaka, they have faced off a number of times. They have had a big money match worth actually $6,000 total. It was won by Cesar 21-18. They faced off in the Amigos Double Life tournament that happened last year. Ibra won 5-3. They faced off in the Queen's Sports Club, actually Billiards Cafe in Lusaka Double Elimination tournament. Ibra defeated Cesar twice, and yes, twice. They faced off in South Africa at the Grand Monte Casino Hotel in the World Holy Cup Championship in the second round. In a race to 7, Cesar won 7-1. It is too close between the two. It is this time 2-10. Cesar has never lost a game in this tournament. It is the second time he is participating, and for the second time he is reaching the final with 2 lives intact. The clear favorite, mostly because he has to be beaten twice. A lot has changed since the last time he played this tournament. It was a precursor to the tour of Eden Joseph in Uganda. Since then, Cesar has defeated Eden Joseph thrice. Since then, he has become Uganda's seed number 1. Since then, he has become Uganda's national champion. Since then, he has even increased in size. Since then, he has become the ambassador of Joy Heimbo Tables in Africa. Since then, he is back at the same stage, same table, same opponent, same stage. Ibra versus Cesar. Cesar playing to make it 1-0. He is at his most serious when playing against Ibra. And he has a score to settle. Like I've told you, the last time they faced off was in Zambia, and Ibra beat Cesar twice in a double elimination tournament. Cesar has a score to settle. And talk about scores to settle, he is now on the black. And like Cesar so many times does, he will sink the black to the center pocket. Cesar won. Ibra did. There was just that little blunder as Ibra tried to take control of this game. He has been very convincing ever since losing to Gideon in the quarterfinals of the winners bracket, playing his usual solid game, but he's against the best of all opponents he could have faced. Just one frame played, we are already at the 1K mark watching live. Thank you, Africa, for watching this final. Cesar won, Ibra nil, and yet Ibra breaks with a dry break. The worst Cesar you can ever face is the Cesar with a very tough face, when he really means business. He is playing pool in Kampala, has become a darling of the Kampala crowds, just as much as a darling of the crowds in Lusaka and Harare and Johannesburg and beyond Africa, as far as China, where he has played. He has become such a darling, mostly because of his attributes as a player. Extremely lethal, extremely dangerous, and yet in person, extremely friendly. Very rare character of a guy. He is 4 games away from having another clean sweep of a tournament. It will be not the first time he will be winning a double elimination tournament. Remember the one at Queen Sports Club in Bulawayo, Zimbabwe, December last year. He reached the final with 2 lives and defeated Jerry right away, making stuff look so easy. We have this task of connecting those 2 yellows to that corner pocket on the left, top left. It has to be total accuracy, and total accuracy he has. The risk at which Ibra is that Cesar can have a ride on him. Goes for the bank and gets the bank. As lethal as Cesar normally is, he has not lost any of that. Ibra 0, Cesar 2, race to 5. The bad news for Ibra is that it is Cesar breaking now. He is normally at his best in long races, Cesar. But even in short races, he has the biggest number of tournament victories, those that are played on such short races. Ever since his return from Zambia in December last year, I stopped counting recently at 30 tournaments. Yes, 30 tournaments, including weekly comps, including tournaments of the Polar Station of Uganda, including international tournaments. He is on one, which he won, like I told you, in Bulawayo last year. Ibra is leading in that front as the only Ugandan with 2 international tournaments. The first being the 2019 Matthew Ngurube Championship in Zambia. I'm sure William Soko was present at the venue as he is present online. And then the Grand Mchana Open Championship, which he won last year in Kenya. Cesar is on only one. Locally, Ibra bounced onto the scene earlier than Cesar. The two, by the way, are around the same age bracket, 23, 24, both of them respectively. And yet, Cesar has for the last 2 years been by far the more dominant player on the Ugandan scene. Not just on the Ugandan scene, but also on the continental scene. Some people love to call him their own, in quotes, unofficial African #1, especially given his exploits against fellow top players on the continent in many matches. A little bit of difficulty here. He will stand like a scorpion and fouls. Advantage Ibra. Yes, the pole near the venue stood as an obstacle and provides an opportunity for Ibra to try and make a mark in this match. I have no doubt in my mind that with Ibra on top of his game, anyone can fall. The way he took down Lawrence Sengongi, the way he took down Gideon, the way he took down Mansour in the losers bracket, all of them 4-0, 4-0, 4-0. It's testimony that as long as he has a chance to play, as long as he gets a chance on the table, anybody can fall. He has demonstrated that for not just for weeks, not just for months, but also for years. The majority of the top African players have fallen to this lad. Eden Joseph in Nairobi last year, Ganda in Kampala around 2 months ago. Seth in Nairobi. He has also had a tour of Rwanda, winning all the money matches there. The 2018 PAU Christmas Cup champion, the 2022 King of the Table champion, the 2023 Cream de la Cream champion. One of the most decorated players Uganda has ever had. and without a shadow of a doubt, one of the best players on the continent today. His only major difference with Cesar is the question of consistency, where Cesar is more consistent by a big mile. But when Ibra's game is on, Cesar can fall. And Cesar has fallen 6 times in the last year to this guy. Yes, 6. He's starting to make baby steps again to start to grow in this match, in this final. The fans are normally Cesar fans. Remember, the last team for which Cesar represented in the Uganda Pool League was Upper Volta Pool Club, and this is the venue. You'll imagine that majority of the fans are his, but Ibra has his own share of fans. I can see guys from Roxbury in Chiwanga, both at the venue and online. They are cheering him on. I'm seeing Ibrahim Kayongo, the guy who normally watches online from Mityana in central Uganda, has made his way to the venue. I can see amongst fellow players, amongst players who are watching, Ibra seems to enjoy the lion's share of support. Maybe they are fed up with Cesar's dominance. Maybe. And this is nothing short of brilliance from Ibra. About to pull one back. Cesar concedes. Don't mistake the action of the umpire. Cesar conceded the match to the umpire. The frame of the match. Ibra 2. Cesar 1. If you're just joining the stream, the scoreboard represents Ibra's scores on the left and Cesar's scores on the right. Thank you for watching. Spina Kenny, Dr. Herbert Triagenda, Kabenge Joel, Ian Letlao, Lutale Najimuddin, Billy Denzo. We are over 1,000 watching this action live. After being brought together by the organizers of this tournament here at Upper Volta in the ghettos of Kasubi in the city of Kampala, where Ibra is attempting an apple to equalize. What a break. He is normally not consistent on his break. When his break is on, however, he is a monster over a player. Normally takes lots of time between his shots, but he's normally good at decision making, at the decisions he makes. That is how he wins his games, but also sometimes that is how he loses. This is one tournament he loves to participate in. It is the 4th edition, and on all 4 editions of this tournament, this young man Ibra has reached the finals on all 4. The first inception of the tournament in 2021, he was right here on this table. He took down Bwanika Mansur in the final. In the second edition of this very tournament in 2022, he was right here. He defeated Senyonjo Glorious twice in the final because Glorious had 2 lives intact in the final. In the third edition of this tournament, just last year, just over a year ago, on this very table, he was defeated by Cesar, the same opponent, in the same tournament. This is the 4th edition. Again, he lost in his first life. Again, he's trying to fight the hard way to win the tournament by winning the finalists twice. What a statement he would have made should he win this tournament. What a statement he would have made, Ibra. Greetings to all of you watching from Roxbury in Chiwanga, Ibra's management team. I know you are watching. Council, I know you are watching. Manager Zach and all of the Roxbury management. Thank you for the work you are doing in Ibra. Also shout out to you, all the management team of Chandiga Cesar, Team the Scorpion. I dedicate this match to you. I dedicate this film to you, Council Rama. I know you are watching from your hospital bed, the chairman of Cesar's management team. You have just survived 2 operations. It has not been going well for you. I thank God that you are alive, and I know that one day you are going to enjoy Cesar's talent when you are strong and fresh, and that day is coming very soon. Quick recovery, Council. But I also know that now you are not very happy given the way Ibra is taking Cesar, the way Ibra is coming back on Cesar. One thing I can assure you, despite Cesar's dominance of Ugandan pool for the last year plus, Ibra in his mind knows that he can take down Cesar and take him down comfortably. And talking of taking him down comfortably, he's up against the black for the second time in 2 games in quick succession. Ibra 2, Cesar 2, rest to 5. The fans are clearly enjoying each and every action on the table. The match is being played so far at world class level. I have only seen one miss, one blunder by Ibra as he gave out the first frame. The rest of it has been smart pull from both players. Cesar has had no offense in losing those 2 frames. And another try. The little magician is giving a good account of himself against the right player he's supposed to give a good account against. A try break, but not a very good split of the balls. Cesar will probably not worry so much because he knows it is very unlikely that the opponent will make a single visit clearance, even if the opponent is Ibra. You are watching Ugandan pool at its best. You are watching even some of African pool at its best. You are watching 2 of the best black ball players on the continent. You are also watching 2 nowadays able players, but this time playing black ball. Here is one of them, like he normally does. Plays one shot that puts him in the game. Unfortunately, this time he gets himself, I think, partially snookered, if not totally snookered. It is a short rest to 5. It can be anyone's game. Like I told you, I respect the fact that Cesar has 2 lives and starts as the favorite, but the last time these 2 guys faced off in a double elimination tournament, both of Cesar's lives were taken down by Ibra. Do not be so forgetful of what happened at Queen Sports Club in Bulawayo last year. The tournament that was won by Gente. Seems Ibra is trying to play safety, but not a very effective safety. There is another side to Cesar's game which we may have a chance to see today, because Ibra may not want to have them games be so open. He may want to have the games technical, a bit of touch. Like a guy who has been in Zambia for some time, he may want to play a little bit like Mafia, a little bit like Victor. He's a true definition of a complete player, Ibra. He can win by offense, he can win by defense, he can win it slow, he can dominate in terms of number of apples created. He's efficient and technical, but also versatile as a player. A very big shot this is supposed to be. Whatever he's trying to do, maybe play those legs, connect them to the center pocket on the right. Very tough shots to perfect. He's going for the long range target and does it. He's not only shooting well, Ibra has regained his confidence at the right time of the match. And I know that after this game, there will be so many words from you all over the place as to who of these boys is more dominant than the other. I have got to thank for the fact that I have the opportunity to stream this action to you, doing what I love to do best. I love to thank two gentlemen in particular, Adam Olivander, chairman of the Olivander Management, for sponsoring this stream, jointly with a guy called Tariq on one of our local WhatsApp platforms, who offered to sponsor this stream of this tournament, each of whom with 20 gigabytes of data. That is why these pictures are coming to you crystal clear. Thank you, Adam. Thank you, Tariq. Ibra has not been lucky with this shot. He got himself from one situation and then got and dropped and fell into another situation this time. Can't imagine what he's even trying to do. Maybe try to play his red off one of Cesar's yellows, but the movement of the ball, the would-be movement, is again intercepted by the red and black. Maybe play one of Cesar's balls to the cushion. In the end, under pressure of the situation, Ibra fouls. Fouling under Cesar, like I normally say in sporting terms, is a criminal offense. He won't mind where Ibra's ball finally rests, as well as he gets his white where he wanted. He can see space. And he's very normally chantful fan who will try to chant him all the way to winning this frame. The Scorpion currently drawing 2-all with the Little Magician. Every time this young man Cesar is on table, there is expectation in Gulu. They are at tenterhooks in Moyo. They are watching in Lira. They are expectant in Lusaka. They are hopeful in Harare. They are watching with expectation in Dar es Salaam. Everywhere he plays the game, he becomes a darling of the crowd. It is for that reason that he is nowadays called the people's player. The most popular player, not just in Uganda, in my opinion, also on the African continent. And by the evidence of what happened at the World Heibo Championships, I think this young man is one of the most popular players in the world today. That is how far his career is growing, Cesar. We will need the white ball to bounce off at least 2 cushions. With bottom right spin, 1, 2 cushions, back space. Maybe even Cesar is feeling the pressure of Ibra. It is not normally business as usual when you are playing against your friend who is again your big rival. Ibra was so dominant in Ugandan pool together with Mansour, most especially between 2020 to 2022, not until Cesar returned from Zambia, where he had become the very first Ugandan player ever to play semi-professional pool outside Ugandan borders. Since his return, he got himself in between the existing rivalry of Mansour and Ibra and got on top of them both. He's now Uganda's seed number 1. He's now Uganda's national champion, officially Uganda's best player. Ibra will not take that lightly. He needs to regain his crown. And one of the ways of regaining his crown is by defeating this same guy in tournaments first like this. Then before we can think of going into other bigger ones, we'll need to bank that red ball to the center pocket where he's standing, and he misses. Fortunately for him, the shot had some defensive element to it. Cesar will not quote the last ball so easily. That yellow, maybe he will simply play it not to foul. He was actually saying it enough. Ibra is clearly in trouble. He needs magic. He needs to show the crowd, he needs to show everybody watching why he was nicknamed the Little Magician. These are the moments that this guy is trained for. If we can find a way somehow of winning this frame anyway. One of the most difficult shots, the most difficult options is try and play combination shot. Look at the white ball where it is. Trying to put both red and yellow, the yellow closes your pocket, your screen. Both balls in the same pocket. It is doable but extremely difficult. You could decide to put the red he's looking at off the black, but even trying it, even thinking that it is possible. It is the shot he's playing, it is the shot he misses. Advantage Cesar. Definitely. Ibra knows, Cesar knows, the fans know that Cesar is about to make it 3-2. Cesar 3, Ibra 2. It is a short race to 5. It is anyone's game. Anyone's game, this one is. Ibra needs a big break here. He can't afford a foul, he can't afford to miss a ball. It's a fair break, but white ball is sunk to the center pocket on the left. Like I normally say, it is almost criminal, especially if your opponent is Cesar. You are not supposed to foul on the break. You are not supposed to commit unforced errors. You are not supposed to miss shots you shouldn't have missed. Cesar is so unforgiving, so lethal. It is why his fans nicknamed him the Scorpion. They say he stings his opponents like a scorpion. At one time nicknamed the Ugandan dictator because they say he reigns over Ugandan pool players without term limits. He was nicknamed by his first manager, by the way, Hans Rugari, who I suspect must be watching. Greetings and shout outs to you. Almost brothers with me, Hans Rugari. Thank you for the work you did in Cesar. You can now celebrate your guy as he shines all over the world. You nicknamed him the tax collector because you say when he's on the table he collects taxes from his opponents. You think he's now collecting taxes from Ibra. He played himself in a bit of trouble. It's a hard game to negotiate pass. It seems he's playing to try and open up the bad balls. Using his cue ball. Opens up only one ball, which was the only dead ball. This guy just uses one moment to turn a bad game into a good game. The only bad ball he now has to negotiate past is the yellow, which is almost touching the black. That one I am not sure it can be potted straight. But when the guy trying to pot it is Cesar, I am not sure that he will fail. The Scorpion playing to win, in trying to win, he entertains, he excites. By his shot, I think he can actually see the ball clearly. The umpire will extend to that shot to ensure that he has good sight of Cesar's cue action. And it is as clean as the word clean itself, that shot. Cesar will definitely want to put that black ball to the top right corner pocket. Here comes the people's player. The movement of the white ball not as accurate as he would have wanted, but Cesar being Cesar, we all know, you know, that this black is getting some. Cesar 4, Ibra 2. And for Ibra to win this match, the equation is simple: win 4 games in a row, actually 3 games in a row, or else admit to coming second, but a respectable second position in a tournament as tiresome as this one. I give my flowers to Ibra. I give him the credit for the way he bounced off out of the losers bracket after losing to Gideon, defeating 3 opponents without losing a single frame in the losers bracket. He deserves his place. He more than deserves to be in this final. It was a miscue from Cesar. He fouls on the break. The umpire rightfully calls the fouls. Ibra has the option either to ask the umpire to re-rack the balls or play as is. He goes for the first option. Ibra will break the frame himself with 2 shots. How good will Ibra break? We will need a very good split of the balls. Not a very good split of the balls. Not a very good split of the balls. Ibra will not be impressed with this break. Fortunately for him, he has another turn on the table, courtesy of Cesar fouling initially on the break. A very packed crowd here. If I can just show these guys to you. It is 10 p.m. in Uganda. They all paid their money, which we normally call the kamani, to come and watch this action, to witness this action. They are refusing to go and sleep. They are refusing to give in to Sunday. They will want to watch this to the very end. And who wouldn't love? When he's on the queue, they are watching with expectation in Bukoto, in Kampala, where he is born, in Entebbe, where he was groomed, in Mukono, where he resides, in Lusaka, where he has been as a player, in Rwanda, where he got fans during that tour. They are watching with expectation. Uganda is a country where pool players become national stars. These guys are national stars here. Lovely shooting, lovely skill, Ibra. He has had a very mixed year. He's barely had any good success. The biggest success you can talk of for Ibra this year is that big money match win against Ganda at Climax Bar in Kampala still. Outside of that, he has been a shadow of his former self. He has an opportunity to try and redeem himself if he can win 3 games straight against Cesar, to try and push this to another final. It will be not so likely, especially given the stature of his opponent. His game opening shot is not very effective. He needs all the experience he has. He has been around the Ugandan pool scene for the last 10 plus years, even though he's a very young man. I remember him as a trainee with Mambole Pool Club, where he learned how to play pool around 2013. He was not even allowed to participate in the Ugandan Pool League because the league was sponsored by a beverage company. Ibra was too young to be permitted then. when the beverage company in Pilsner left pool is when Ibra was permitted to play pool as a minor. And in 2015, he joined his first team, that is Captainite Pool Club. Only 2 years later, he was their best player and was winning the first pool league title with that team. And yet the following year, 2017, he was already the top scorer of the Ugandan Pool League. And as early as 2018, he had started winning national titles organized by the Pool Association of Uganda. Today, the list of his accolades is endless. Winning tournaments in Kampala, in Mityana, in Lusaka, in Nairobi, and in Kigali. He's been around the place. He's impressed wherever he's been. But he's up against a very lethal player who himself is well moved, well traveled, well schooled as a player. Right now, Cesar, the African ambassador of Joy Heibo Tables. The second last tournament he's participating in before he sets off again to China, which is going to become one of his other homes, where he will frequent himself as the ambassador of Joy Heibo Tables, participating in the Joy Heibo calendar. And with a chance to get himself into the ranking system of Heibo, because those events have ranking points. If he performs well, maybe he could get himself in the World Championships main event even without qualification. That is the level he is getting himself to nowadays. He got himself out of some trouble only to fall into some more trouble with that shot. Now Ibra knows that the beast in Cesar has come out at the right time, that Cesar needs the beast to come out of him. The young man from Moyo to Lira to Kulu to Adwa to Kampala to Dar es Salaam to Shanghai to Qingdao in China is about to defend his title. The tournament he won same time, same venue last year. He has won it again. The champion of the Upper Volta double elimination tournament for the second year in a row is Cesar Chandiga.
Fire can burn you! Fire can burn you! You did it! Fire can burn you! My friend, fire is burn! Fire can burn you!
We shall just have a brief chat with him. Congratulations, Cesar. It was a well-fought fight.
Yes,
thank you so much, Peter.
You've won this tournament for the second consecutive year. In this tournament, you have never lost any game, any match. For 2 years, how have you done that?
I've just been playing my best, though I had some tough opponents, but I made sure I keep on winning and keeping my life so that can give me more advantage of winning.
In the final, when Ibra equalized at 2-2, did you ever think that you were losing the match?
Not much. The gap there, the game were still a lot. It's a race to 5. He made 2-2, so we were playing a race to 3. Then when I won the next one, I felt the spirit of winning though.
It was a special performance as usual. Congratulations. It was nice, guys, representing you as a streamer. The Scorpion party will go on as you see the fans. I wish you a lovely evening.